I got denied for an apartment last week. They said my credit was wrecked. Collections, a foreclosure, a loan default. I was confused until I saw the address. It was my sister's house. The one she bought 2 years ago. The one she brags about online. She used my name, my social, my credit, and she never told me. I only figured it out when I applied for my first solo lease. They handed me a credit report that read like a rap sheet. I called her that night. She denied it at first. Then she started crying, said she just needed a cosigner I didn't know I was. She said she'd make the payments, that she did it for her kids, and maybe that's true. But now I can't even pass a job background check. My credit score dropped 200 points. I can't qualify for a loan for school. I rent a room from a friend, while my sister walks across hardwood floors I technically own. My mom says, let it go, she has a family. But what about me? Who will forgive me for not seeing the theft coming? Who helps me rebuild what I didn't break? And the worst part, if I report her, I ruin her and her kids. But if I stay silent, I stay ruined instead. So what would you do? Call the cops on your sister or carry the debt in silence? Let me know in the comments, because we're all listening. I stole from my brother, not just money, his future. When our dad died, he left a trust fund for both of us. I was 25. My brother was 16. The money was held until he turned 21. I was listed as the custodian. He didn't even know it existed. But I did, and when I lost my job, I cracked, told myself I'd borrow a little, pay it back before he turned 21, used $5K for rent, then another $3K for a car. Then I got used to it. Trips, sneakers, stuff I don't even own anymore. Before I knew it, the account was empty, no way to replace it. When he turned 21, he asked, wasn't there something left for me from Dad? And I lied, told him it was lost in the market crash. He said he understood, but he looked different after that, like he didn't believe me. Now he's 24, working 2 jobs, living paycheck to paycheck, while I drive a car his inheritance paid for. Sometimes I think about selling everything, giving it all back, just to start making it right. But I'm scared. If I tell the truth, I might lose him forever. If I don't, maybe I already have. So what would you do? Confess and destroy your relationship, or protect the lie to preserve what's left? Let me know in the comments, because we're all listening. I raised my brother's son as my own. He calls me mom, but I'm not his mom, and he doesn't know I'm not even his aunt. Because the truth is, I'm actually his half-sister. Yeah, let that sink in. He came into my life when he was 2 months old. His mother had abandoned him. I don't blame her. She was barely 20, on drugs and scared. My older brother, his dad, was in jail again. He left his son with our grandmother and never came back. I was only 18. I was supposed to be in college, not learning how to warm formula or change diapers at 3 a.m. But nobody else stepped up. So I did. Everyone told me I was ruining my future. I told them I was protecting his. We moved in together when I was 19. I worked overnight shifts and took online classes. He started calling me mom at age 3. I didn't correct him, and maybe I should have, but I wanted to believe I could fill the role he needed most. Fast forward to a few months ago. I took one of those DNA tests for fun, ancestry and long-lost relatives. What I found instead was a genetic match to a woman I had never heard of, and a family tree that looked broken in all the wrong places. Turns out the man I grew up calling my uncle, my mom's friend, wasn't her friend. He was my father, the same man who fathered my brother. That means the man I thought was just my older brother is actually my half-brother, and the boy I've raised as my son isn't just my nephew, he's also my half-brother's son, which means he's my nephew, my half-nephew, and biologically, he's also my half-brother's son, and that makes me his half-sister. I stared at that family tree on my phone for a long time. Then I stared at him. He was on the couch eating cereal, watching cartoons like everything was normal, but nothing felt normal anymore. I started noticing things. His smile, the way he tilts his head when he laughs, little things that reminded me of my brother, and now, somehow also me. And I asked myself, do I tell him? Do I tell this kid, this boy who thinks I'm his mother, that I'm really his aunt, and also his sister? What would that do to him? What would that do to me? Some people say the truth sets you free, but sometimes, truth just chains you to a new kind of burden. I haven't told anyone, not even my therapist. I keep trying to write it down in a journal, but I just end up crying halfway through. I live in constant fear that he'll take a DNA test one day, maybe for fun, maybe out of curiosity, and uncover a secret I didn't tell him. And I worry what that will say about me, about everything I've built for us, about whether love built on confusion can still stand. He once told me, I hope I marry someone just like you one day. You saved my life. And that's the part that hurts the most, because I didn't do it to be heroic. I did it because no one else would. So for now, I sit with the secret, and every time I hear him say, "Thanks, Mom," a piece of me breaks, and another piece tells me to hold on just a little longer. He's turning 12 next month. He's going to have questions soon. Questions I don't know how to answer without breaking his heart. Maybe I'll tell him after his birthday, or after high school, or when he's old enough to understand that sometimes family isn't a tree. It's a tangled vine we try to grow something beautiful from. So until then, I sit with the truth, and the fear, and the love that has no perfect title, because I don't know what I am to him anymore. But I know one thing for sure, I love him more than anyone ever has. And maybe that's all that matters. What would you do if telling the truth might destroy the person who gave your life purpose? Let us know in the comments, because we're all listening. After the crash, I couldn't feel my legs. The doctors said the trauma might be temporary or permanent. They told my husband it was too soon to say, but he didn't wait for answers. He started telling people I'd never walk again. He canceled my physical therapy, said it was too stressful for me. But I heard him on the phone. She'll never be independent again. She's mine now. That's when I started to question everything. I went through his emails. He applied for disability stipends behind my back, and he'd spoken to a lawyer about guardianship, legal control. I wasn't even fully paralyzed, but he was trying to own me. 3 months in, I had feeling in my toes. When I told him, he dismissed it. It's phantom sensation, he said. So I stopped telling him anything and started secretly recording myself. Each week more progress, a foot twitch, a knee bend. Then I stood. Instead of joy, I felt sick, because he knew. I found PT notes shredded in the trash. He hadn't just given up. He sabotaged me. He needed me helpless, because when I was strong, he wasn't needed. So I trained in secret, paid in cash, practiced walking at night, saved receipts, kept progress videos, collected email proof. Last month, I gave it all to my lawyer, because this wasn't just abuse. It was fraud. When the investigator showed up, I stood up, walked to the door, and opened it myself. He looked like he saw a ghost. He cried, said he was protecting me. But it wasn't about me. It was about control. I'm filing for divorce, and the state wants their money back. So tell me this, what would you do if the person you trusted to heal you was feeding off your pain? Let me know in the comments, because we're all listening.
I was 19 when I got pregnant, and I was scared, not because I didn't want the baby, but because I knew who the father was, and I couldn't let him find out. His name was Jalen, my boyfriend's best friend. It happened once, during a messy breakup. One night, too much liquor, too many tears, one mistake. A few weeks later, I took the test, positive, and I knew it wasn't my boyfriend's, but I told him it was, and he believed me. He stood by me, loved our daughter like she was his whole world. For 5 years, then she got sick, needed a rare blood transfusion, and neither of us were a match. That's when everything came crashing down. Doctors asked questions. We took tests, and the truth came out. He didn't yell, didn't scream. He just walked out. He hasn't come back. My daughter keeps asking where her daddy is. I tell her he's working, but she knows I'm lying. She sees it in my eyes. I tried reaching out to Jalen, He told me, "You made your choice, live with it." I thought I was protecting everyone, but really, I was just protecting myself. Now my daughter has no father. 2 men hate me, and every day, I wonder what could have been if I had just told the truth. So I'm asking you, would you have lied to keep the family together? Or risked losing both men the moment that test turned blue? Drop your thoughts below, because we're all listening. I've worked at the same diner for 11 years. Tips, night shifts, regulars who call me hun. I've never called in sick, never stolen a thing, until last Tuesday, when I walked in and found the cash register wide open. $1,480 gone. I froze. Then I checked the cameras, and I saw him, my son, hood up, gloves on. But I knew that walk, knew those shoes. He looked straight at the camera, like he wanted me to know. I should have reported it, but I didn't. I told my boss we were robbed, told the police I didn't see who it was. Then I went home and stared at him until he cracked. He said, "I didn't know what else to do, Mom. Rent's due. His car broke down. His daughter needs daycare. I couldn't turn him in. So now, the cameras are off. The case is closed. But I'm the one they side-eye at work. They don't say it, but I know what they're thinking. She did it herself. Maybe I did. So tell me, was I wrong for protecting my son? Or just being a mother?" Drop your thoughts below, because we're all listening. 2 years ago, I was behind on rent. COVID hit hard. I was unemployed, down to my last $47, crying on the phone to my best friend. She wired me $500, then did it again the next month, and the month after that. "It's just money," she said. "You'd do it for me." And I would've, but I didn't have to, because 4 months in, I hit the lottery. Not millions, but enough to pay off debt, cover rent for a year, and breathe. And I didn't tell her. Told myself I needed time. Told myself she wouldn't want it back. But the truth, I liked how it felt to be helped. I liked knowing someone had my back, even if I didn't deserve it anymore. I bought her a nice purse, sent her a spa certificate, told her I landed a freelance gig. But I never said the words, "You saved me," when I didn't need saving anymore. And now, we barely speak, not because we fought, but because something shifted. So tell me, should I pay her back? Or confess the whole truth? 2 years too late. Drop your take in the comments, because we're all listening.
She stole my idea, and I let her shine for exactly 48 hours. We work in marketing. I wrote the campaign pitch on my own time. She found it on the shared drive, changed a few words, presented it like it was hers in a team meeting. Everyone clapped. Our boss even said, "Best pitch of the year." She smiled at me, like I should be happy for her. So I waited. Then I emailed HR, attached the original file with timestamps, showed proof she opened mine before hers was created. 2 days later, she was gone. Everyone thinks she quit over stress. Even sent her a goodbye card. But I know the truth. I got her fired, and I don't feel bad. Because in this office, you steal, you slip. So, was I petty? Or just professional? Drop your thoughts below, because we're all listening.